All right, you're listening to Eagles post-game analysis here at the Philadelphia Sports Table Podcast Show, the longest-running weekly Philly sports podcast show in the world, over 12 and a half years strong. The Philadelphia Eagles here in Week 15 destroyed the Las Vegas Raiders. I can't believe I used that sentence right there, given this Eagles defense. Oh, I love it. Oh, they destroyed them by a score of 31-0. I'm Jeff Warren, and joining us this week to dive into our analysis and this post-game, just post-mortem here of what we saw, because it's more post-mortem, of course, for the Las Vegas Raiders, because this Eagles team absolutely dominated them. We've got our good friend from the Honorable Mention podcast. You can catch him over on Blue Sky. He's also over on Threads every now and again. Our good friend Matt Rogers. Buddy, man, this was a nice game, man. 31-0. I will take this any day of the week.
It was complimentary football. You know, generally when Jalen has been saying this for some time in terms of watching the post-game press conferences, a lot of what people have called some happy talk and, poetry time with Jalen. It sounds like he's saying manage the game, but it was complimentary football in that the defense was kicking ass and the offense was kicking ass. I mean, Today I've looked it up, and if this is wrong, then I don't know, but there's these websites where you can go. They're available for everybody. And the Eagles today held the Oakland Raiders to their lowest offensive output since 1961, October 22nd, 1961.
Give us the number.
Held them to 72 yards.
Yes, I was going to bring it up. Yes.
72 yards. I get that they stink.
Yes.
And who's going to argue the counterpoint to that? Yes, they stink. But not everyone has held them to sub 75 yards. I mean, that is ridiculous to do. And 31 points. It's a pretty nice ass kicking, Jeff.
It absolutely is. Yeah, look, you kind of touched on something, and a lot of folks within the Philly sports world and Eagles Nation are going to be talking about it this week. Like, how much should we make of this win as it relates to the Eagles' outlook really moving forward? I mean, they're certainly not going to play teams who are this bad every week, and the Raiders are truly a terrible team. But look, there is something to be said, again, about the complimentary football that you mentioned. We had somebody on social mention that to us as well. I mean, the lack of penalties that the team had, the complimentary football that was being played. But I think there is something to this team and this Eagles offense specifically. They needed this confidence boost probably, and this type of performance. They needed something to feel good about really heading into this final stretch of the season. We absolutely saw that. And this is what was needed. This is a team that has this talent. Like you said, holding a team to 72 net yards from this dominant defense. I mean, these are professional football players on the other side of the ball.
Absolutely.
Let's not forget that, just an incredible and fantastic bounce back game for this Eagles. And I think too, and I don't mean to talk too much here, Matt, certainly want to get some more themes from you, but I mean, the biggest question heading into this game was, could the Eagles fix some of the things on the offensive side of the ball against this much lesser of a Raiders team? And the answer was yes. We saw creativity. We saw some really good play design in this game as well. And first and foremost, I got to mention this. This is something so small, but I think it actually made a big difference in this game. We were not seeing Tyler Steen given the tap to Cam Jurgens to snap the ball on every play of the game like we have seen all year long. He did it a few times throughout the game, but that was it. And that is a big difference in terms of how the offense was actually being run, how they were setting up the plays, because they weren't notifying the opposing defense when the ball was going to be snapped. So
it's refreshing, ain't it?
Yes.
When you can just cannot watch on TV and just completely call out the snap count. I mean, if you're defending these guys, that's a nice little edge every time. The right guard's just going to go ahead and tap the center. So there's no ability to do one of those.
Right. Right, exactly. So we saw the offense actually snapping the ball from under center more throughout this game rather than Hurts being in shotgun or pistol formation. And honestly, I'm serious when I say this. Like, part of me was actually annoyed at how good this offense looked from under center, because I'm thinking to myself, why hasn't this been the blueprint all freaking year? I mean, this is something that's always worked for this offense, not just against the Raiders here. And I hope this is something that we see more in the future in these last few games of the regular season, Matt.
Are we going with themes here to start off? Is that
Yeah, go ahead.
so? What a theme that I watched, because I tracked it. I was looking to see how many freaking plays the Eagles offense was going to get a chance to actually run today, which I was very impressed with. It was good. It was Eagles ran 60 something plays and got 365 yards.
66 plays they ran. Yes. Yep.
Yes, 66 plays. And a lot of what they did, they were changing up from under center and shotgun, not going whole series just stagnant in one and the same formations. And it was nice. I mean, it was really nice to see different things being integrated into the offense.
It was refreshing. That's the word that I'm using here, really, to describe this offense. It was refreshing to see these talented individuals, whether they're on the field or whether it's a coaching staff, being able to implement perhaps a little something new here or there. And you kind of saw it right out of the gate. On the first drive of the game, 13 plays, 9 of them were runs, 67 yards total, and a touchdown then from Dallas Goedert with that shovel pass from Hurts to Goddard. I mean, it was a good mix of play calling that really helped establish momentum right out of the gate. And let's also not forget, too, in terms of another theme of this game, Jalen Hurts and the designed runs in this game. I think I calculated 5 total. There was one that was a tush push, of course, but we're talking about designed runs, 5 of them. Matt, we're talking more RPO activity and play calling. When Jalen Hurts is using his legs, it opens up the offense that much more. We're not rocket scientists here. We're not rocket scientists by any stretch of the imagination. What have we seen with Jalen Hurts for years and years and years? When he's using his legs, it opens up this offense so much more to be able to do more on the ground and even through the air. And it was so refreshing to see.
What was also refreshing to see, and, you know, I root for A.J. Brown. I think A.J. Brown's I've never argued that A.J. Brown's anything less than top 8 wide receiver in football. I mean, he's an excellent football player, has pretty much the total package, except for not the breathtaking speed. He can get open, but he's not. If he catches a slant, is he really going to take it 90 yards?
Right.
So like Deshaun Jackson used to. That's the only little thing in his game. He I believe 2 catches today for 41 yards and a touchdown.
Yep.
I mean, I'm fine with that. That
absolutely.
AJ, that's great. I mean, you played your part today, and on every single play, you're playing your part. That happened to the best of them. Happens to the best of them. But
absolutely.
It allows other people like Dallas Goedert. Dallas Goedert goes too often. We never hear this. You know, he's not on the same level as AJ Brown, but this offense goes well when they get Dallas Goedert involved. They take pains to get Dallas Goedert the ball and the shovel passes. Not the tight end screen. And I'm so glad we didn't see that.
We didn't see it once. Couldn't believe it. We didn't see that tight end screen once that we always see at least twice a game, at least, if not 3 times a game. We did not see that tight end screen, but you're absolutely correct. Dallas Goedert was targeted 7 times in this game, caught 6 balls for 70 yards, 2 touchdowns. He averaged 11.7 yards per reception. That's what we want to see. It's a great point, Matt.
Take what the defense gives you. That's what sports is. I mean,
yes,
you know, like in baseball, you may want to, in the big spot, you know, hit it over, you know, smash it out of the park. But maybe what they're giving you, you're just going to have to hit it the opposite way, a little blooper out to left field. Okay, if you're a left-handed hitter, you just bloop it out because that's what the defense gives you. Basketball, same thing. You're going to give me the mid-range. You're going to press up on me too much. Yeah, I would love to show everybody that I could shoot the 3-pointer.
Yeah.
But on this possession, you're way too damn close to me. So I'm going to blow past you, and I'm going to, you know, see at the rim. Maybe next possession you'll do something different, and I can show I have the jumper. But play to play, and that's what Jalen Hurts does well. I'm glad that Jalen Hurts this week, another theme, just went back to playing Jalen. And I understand, once again, we all understand, and everybody's going to have some level of questioning how much all of this is transferable to any game. But they have 3 more games, 2 against another team that's not very good. And so in order to get to the playoffs, the job right now is to get some momentum, get some, you know, really they need some scrimmage. They don't play in the preseason. And so
Yeah.
Maybe they need the back half of the season preseason to get the offense going. We know the defense is going.
Yes.
And if they can get half of this to transfer, some of this innovation and some of this spark to transfer over, if I'm the Chicago Bears, or if I'm the Green Bay Packers, or if I'm, the 49, any of these teams in the NFC, even the Rams, guys, the Rams have lost to the Philadelphia Eagles 3 straight times, including one time when they had them down 3 scores in the second half this season.
Yeah.
While the Eagles have had this funk hanging over them since week 1, since it started raining and they got rained out, and Jalen Hurts cooked all the way up, and then the Cowboys and the Eagles didn't score at all. And just like you said earlier, Jeff, sorry to keep rambling on this, but it's important to understand this in the scheme of the season. And so the 3 games left, it's just about momentum.
Absolutely. And look, another theme for me, and I think it's important for us to realize too, it wasn't all lollipops and rainbows. It wasn't perfect by any stretch of the imagination when it comes to this Eagles offense. The run blocking, it still had its challenges. We saw some baffling decisions throughout this game from a run blocking standpoint. I mean, this has been a constant theme game after game after game. And what I'm talking about is this Eagles offensive coaching staff asking Grant Calcaterra to block on specific run plays, asking Grant Calcaterra to block Max Crosby on like a half a dozen run plays. One in particular we saw in the second quarter was just completely blown up because he's a terrible blocker. Saquon Barkley loses 4 yards on that particular play. It's just insane kind of how they keep doing this over and over again. And yes, I did see there was one play where Grant Calcaterra had a nice block on a Saquon Barkley run to the outside on the right side of the offensive line. He wasn't blocking Max Crosby, I'll tell you that right now. But I mean, all this did though, having Calcaterra out there, was invite Raiders defenders into the box that much more. And Calcaterra, who cannot block anybody, the offensive had a number of rushing plays that were just blown up. So it's been the case all season, and it's insane that they keep running this crap. Really.
And also, in terms of defending the Eagles, if I'm again always in the thought experiment, if you're defending yourself, if I'm defending the Eagles, you're okay, Calcaterra, I'm going to give you one-on-one with a linebacker. Or I may leave. I mean, you obviously never really want to leave anybody wide open, but I'm not really worried about Calcaterra. He has for years not shown that he can really hurt people that much. I mean, what's he got? Maybe 500 receiving yards in his whole career.
Yeah.
So even in the receiving game, he's not that much of a threat. So if he's not that much of a threat, he sees the field entirely too much for me. And I hate to slam a guy like that, but for all of the playmakers that this team has, he is on the field too much, and I wouldn't be afraid of him if I was an opposing defense.
Absolutely. Well, look, you mentioned Dallas Goedert, him being really a key component of this game. He did miss an easy touchdown as well. I mean, right there at that particular point in time, I mean, we saw a lack of fundamentals, a lack of execution that has been discussed week after week after week. I mean, and it's a crazy stat, and I wanted to bring it up, a crazy stat that Dallas Goedert has only 20 career drops in the regular and postseason before that key drop that he had in the end zone during this game. I mean, that was his 21st career drop. He is basically money. And it was great that he got involved in the game. But again, we did see a lack of execution, lack of fundamentals on that particular play. And we're still seeing it with the offensive line too. So again, not everything is lollipops and rainbows with this Eagles team, and specifically the offense. Buddy, I was going to move over to the defense unless you had anything else with the offense you wanted to dive into.
No, that's good.
All right. Good. Well, look, I mean, I hate to say we're going to go a little quick here with the defense, but like they were so dominant. Like you said, 72 net yards is what they gave up in this game. Look, a few key points and excuse me, my gosh, I can't speak. And a few key players I want to mention. Moro Ojomo had his 5th sack of the season, and it was his first since October 26th. We have
the team.
Yeah, I think he might be. If I'm not mistaken.
I feel like coming into this, I'll have to look it up, but he's got it. Anyways, please keep making your point.
Well, I was going to say, and we saw the one and the only BG, Brandon Graham, with actually 2 sacks in this game. Only one counted in the box score because of Cooper DeJean's stupid freaking penalties. He became the oldest player in Eagles history to record a sack in a game. You had Zach Bond with the interception in the third quarter. That was his second interception of the season. He only had 1 last year. And now Nolan Smith, he's up to 3 sacks now since his 6 game, or in his past 6 games since returning from IR. But I kind of wanted to maybe end this here, the defensive discussion, about how good is Nakobe Dean? How good has he been developing over these past couple seasons here, man? I love watching him play football. I love his pursuit to the ball, Matt.
It kind of says it all. It kind of says from top to – it says it all that the Eagles' top pick in the NFL draft was Jahad Campbell. Yeah. And they've moved – and then they have moved – effectively, he got benched while playing well. That's how well Nakobe Dean is playing, folks.
Right.
Yes. On the defending Super Bowl champion. Yes. They go and pick a linebacker – and he really doesn't see the field. To be honest, he's not seeing the field as a pass rusher. He must not be doing him that great in that respect. He was playing well at linebacker. I want to be perfectly clear. It wasn't a benching because Jahad Campbell was getting roasted. It's just
Nakobe Dean's that good.
He's a game changer. I mean, every running back and center is having nightmares about Nakobe Dean with that blitz every week. It's ridiculous.
Absolutely. It is great, man. It is great to see. This Philadelphia Eagles defense, 4 sacks total in this game, 6 tackles for a loss, 9 quarterback hits. This is that type of consistency we love to see from this Eagles team. Another dominant performance as they had last week as well. This team is really riding on this defense, and if they're going to remain consistent and successful for these last 3 games of the season, as they're looking potentially at this playoff picture here, this defense is really going to have to be the rock. They're going to have to be the foundation of what this team can do, Matt.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I think they can get there.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm obviously not going to put my bank account, my savings account on
right.
On the Eagles winning the Super Bowl. I think to just address that and how far the offense can allow them to go in only a 30-second version is, I mean, I really just think that they need to be a middling to explosive play here or there offense, because they've already knocked out so many really good teams this year playing mid-ball. So all that next gear is there, and everybody can see it for bits and spurts. But can they string it together? That's the only thing. And they get 2 crash dummies in the Commanders back in starting Saturday. They play the Bills, then they play the Commanders again.
Yep. Well, it is going to be fantastic to see where this team goes this coming week, playing the Washington Commanders on Saturday there, as you mentioned, Matt. I'm going to take a break here, and when we get back, how about we do some grades? We're going to grade by unit. Is that cool with you? All right. Folks, we are going to take a break, but before, if you're watching on YouTube, like and subscribe to us. You can also hit the bell to be notified when we post new videos, but really, like this video, helps us out with the YouTube algorithm. And also, we are on various social media sites. Search out the Philadelphia Sports Table Podcast Show. We're over on Instagram, Twitter/X. You can like our Facebook page. We're over on Threads as well. You can also head on over and follow me on TikTok at Mr. Jeff Warren. We're going to take a break here to pay some bills, and we'll be back in just a bit. All right, we are back, and we're still here with our good friend Matt Rogers from the Honorable Mention podcast. I listen on Apple Podcasts, and I also watch the pod every now and again on YouTube. Head on over to YouTube if you are listening to us on your audio platform. Yes, and subscribe to the Honorable Mention podcast. Always great discussions over there with Matt and his guests. And let's dive into the grades here. The quarterback position this week. We did have Jalen Hurts throw 15 balls. He completed 12 of them for 175 yards, 11.7 yards per attempt. He had 3 total touchdowns. He averaged, or I should say his rating was 154.9. Tanner McKee threw 3 balls in this game for 33 yards. He averaged 11 yards per attempt, and he ended with a rating of 112.5. His quarterback position's getting an A+ from me this week, buddy. What does it get from you?
A+, surprising for
Yes.
and when I share this for me, I'm going to surprisingly say B+. I got to grade this on a curve.
All right.
I love the performance. I thought, and that's why I think, for the people who watch this, they'll be like, whoa, but I got to see this against the Bills.
I hear you. No, I hear you, folks. Leave some comments.
Yes.
Leave some comments for Matt about his B+ grade for Jalen Hurts.
I mean, people's opinion of me. I think I'm a Philadelphia Eagles fan and a viewer and lover of the game of football.
Yes, you are.
but people have said I'm a Jalen Hurts guy. So take what I'm saying with that in mind. Crosby, they have players over there, but I want to, okay. And they didn't completely gut them. I mean, the Raiders were in the game for much of the game. So
Braden Mann punted one time. Braden Mann punted one time. Yes. Let's move over to the running back position. Saquon Barkley, Tank Bigsby. Look, this is a reflection. These numbers here. Saquon Barkley carrying the ball for 22 times for 78 yards. He averaged 3.5 yards per carry, 1 touchdown. Tank Bigsby, 17 carries for 57 yards. He averaged 3.4 yards per carry. This grade here is not necessarily reflective of the actual running backs themselves, but the correlation between the run blocking that we talked about before the break. I'm going to give the running backs this week a B+, actually. What are you going to give them, buddy?
I'm going to give them that's where I'm at for them as well. Okay. I loved what I saw from just, we don't need to belabor it much, but I really want to say I love Tank Bigsby's running style, especially with the attrition that's hit Saquon Barkley. You can tell he's kind of, I don't want to say he's hurt, but you can tell he's felt all of this contact over the last 18 months. And so it's good to have Bigsby who's going to finish the run going north-south. It's really nice. And he finished in that fourth quarter. I mean, they just kept hit. I couldn't believe how many runs. I expected to see Tanner McKee be able to throw the ball a little more. They just run.
Yep. It was good to see. It was absolutely good to see. All right, the receivers in this game, no receiver on this Eagles team had over 100 yards, but like I mentioned before, Dallas Goedert had 70 yards on 6 catches. Devontae Smith had 50 yards on 2 catches. He was only targeted twice. A.J. Brown was only targeted twice. He came down with both balls for 41 yards and a touchdown. Darius Cooper, he saw 2 targets, caught both of them for 29 yards. And then you had Barkley catching a couple. Grant Calcaterra caught 1 for 4 yards as well. I'm going to give the receivers in this game because they did what they were asked to do. I'm going to give them an A. What do you give them?
I agree. Because there weren't any. I'm trying to think other than the touchdown drop.
It would have been an A+ for me. It would have been an A+ for me if Goddard had not dropped that.
And another really big play in the positive direction, getting that first down and not Nick Sirianni in the first half not having to use the challenge on that obvious first down that Devontae caught going towards the sideline.
Yeah, replay assist was very helpful with that. Thankfully, yes.
You never know how much those plays come. Devontae comes up shallow and that runs his route a little shallow, doesn't run it right at the first down marker.
Yeah.
Or you drop that ball. That those make a big difference. Getting that first down, not getting that first down.
Yep.
I got to agree. I guess wide receivers probably going to get my highest grade on the offensive side.
Okay. All
Surprising.
right.
Because the statistics, no one would look at the statistics and say, oh yeah, they balled out today. But I think, like you said, they did exactly what they were asked to do.
It's interesting because the offensive line, I think, is going to be the lowest grade that we give on the offense this week.
Gotta be. In
run blocking, not so great. In pass protection, not too bad this week at all by any stretch. And I wish I could do 2 different grades here. I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to give them an overall C+. It could be a B minus, but I'm going to give him a C plus just because the run blocking was not good. And again, I don't necessarily know if it's the talent on the field just not being able to do what the coaches are asking them, or if the coaches are just not seeing what's going on. Again, with the Grant Calcaterra thing, and I know he's not an offensive lineman, but still, there are times when Landon Dickerson is like in the backfield and he's like looking around like he should have been blocking somebody. There are issues and communication problems still with this offensive line. It's C plus, B minus territory for me, but I'm going to go with the C plus this week. What do you give them, buddy?
I'll go with the C plus, but they're a little closer. Fred Johnson got away with a couple of holds here.
Couple big holds. Yeah, let's be honest. Yes. My God. We're talking about choke holds.
Cold, yes.
Yes.
WWE.
Yes, exactly. He was getting ready to put a guy asleep in that hold.
Just being honest, folks.
Yes.
Obviously, folks know which team is our favorite.
Yes.
But facts are facts.
I mean. And we love facts. You know that, buddy. We don't skirt the facts with anything we do in life.
You can't because then you're going to be delusional and you'll make bad decisions off of bad facts.
Yep.
It would be bad facts to say, bad facts aren't facts. Bad facts are called lies. Yeah. So it would be a lie. It would be a lie to say that Fred Johnson had a great day.
Right. Right.
And I can't really count any days this year that Landon Dickerson's had a great day.
Yeah.
Mailata I didn't have any moments where I was like, Mailata, what's going on? So
he wasn't penalized. He wasn't penalized. Thank goodness. I know. Well, look, Lane
I talked myself into a C, Jeff.
Okay, there you go.
I can't do it. I can't do it.
All right. Look, it's going to be good to have Lane Johnson back on the offensive line sooner rather than later. Look, 15 of the last 22 games without Lane Johnson, this Eagles team has lost. So it'll be good to have him back in whatever capacity he's able to get back. So let's move on.
They historically don't play great as a team without Lane Johnson.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. Really incredible what one guy is able to do and really be able to be that glue for this team in general. So let's move over to the defensive side of the ball. Dude, I don't even know if we should go through all units. 72 total net yards. We're talking interceptions. We're talking turnovers. We're talking sacks. A lot of quarterback hits. We're talking dominant defensive play. I'm just going to give everybody an A+, to be honest with you. And if you want to go through them, you can. They all get an A+ from me. 0 points.
If you play a high school JV football team and you hold it to 72 points, I'm giving you an A+.
Yes, 72 yards. Yes, 72 yards.
Yes. If you hold them to 70, if you play a JV high school team, a freshman high school team, and you hold them to 72 yards,
yes,
there are gadgets. There are ways to scheme up 72 yards. That's one drive. Many teams do that on one drive, one play.
Yep. Yeah.
72 yards in 60 minutes of football.
It's crazy. It's freaking nuts.
That's a yard and some change per minute.
Yes. It's crazy. That's crazy. Yes, they're a bad team. The Raiders are a terrible offensive team, but still,
and
folks.
The Eagles whooped their asses today. Because you can play bad teams and bad offenses and give them all their highlights for the season. The Eagles, that is what I want to give the team collectively credit for doing, is walking in here and kicking their teeth in the way they were supposed to.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. All right, let's go through some of the coaching, and we'll go through each unit in terms of the coaching. Special teams did what they needed to do. I give them a B. What do you give them?
I give them a B. Covey's a magician. Covey's one of the things that scare me, because it just always looks a little he's so good, but stuff just looks so scary with him. It always looks like he's like an inch from fumbling.
I hear you.
I think I need him to tighten. Britton Covey, if you're listening, I need you to tighten up. I believe in you, and I'm glad that they've brought you back, that you're getting opportunities. It's the punt returner job is your job.
Yep.
But I need you to just to chill out a little bit.
Absolutely. Braden Mann, one punt from Braden Mann, 43 yards.
Can we even evaluate him on one punt?
I know. It wasn't that great of a punt. I mean, it was all right. But look, Jake Elliott, I don't know if you want to call it a bounce back game from him. You know, we were talking recently on the show how this may be his last year. There's been some challenges for Jake Elliott, but he made his 27-yard field goal, made 4 extra points in today's game. So be that as it may, given a B to the special teams defense and Vic Fangio, A+, dude. I mean, what else are we going to say? A+, man.
You got to do and you got to do it. You got to go put it out there on film. Anybody could say, I keep threading this into each thing because it's always like, yeah, but it's the Raiders. But you got to go out there and actually do it. They went out there, actually did it, put a scheme together that they were able to execute, and they executed it. I can't give him anything but an A+.
Yep. Offensive coaching, Nick Sirianni, Kevin Patullo. Again, maybe this game is going to provide some higher level of confidence, like I said at the onset of this post-game show, for this Eagles offense to really start moving the ball and doing it in a consistent way where they're not turning it over, where the confidence is really there. And I hope this game is going to be that confidence booster for this offense. And again, this is an offense where, they were on the field for quite some time. And when we're talking about time of possession, 39 minutes and 25 seconds, I am extremely happy with how Kevin Patullo and Nick Sirianni were running the show here. And I'm actually going to give them an A this week. And I don't think we have given
as a pair.
As a pair. Okay. Yeah, that's what we usually do with offensive coaching, usually as a pair. I'm going to give them an A this week. Again, we saw creativity. The play design was different. It was fun to watch this offense. And again, yes, against a lowlier type of Raiders defense and team, but still, they did what they should have done, and they did it effectively. I'm going to give the offensive coaching an A this week, buddy.
Yeah, I can't give them an A+, but there were only like 1 or 2 grown plays, and if you like it, the Eagles, you know exactly what I'm talking about.
Yes.
What was that? There was only like a couple of those today.
Yes.
And otherwise, it was fluid. It felt like it had a theme to it, and things that were concepts that were seeming to start to build off of each other.
Yep.
So, and they got conservative at the end. I really like that they didn't play around too much to try to let Tanner start throwing it all over the yard. You want to see a little bit of that. You want to make sure that he's ready to throw against top DBs. But not in this game. You instead of a 31-7 is a little different than 31-0. I think that 0 is a big thing, and that's why I want to give Nick an A+ as a head coach just by himself. I think it was important to get the 0. Yes, and I was going to text you this earlier, Jeff, that my bar today was 28. I needed the Eagles to score 28 points.
There you go. Yes, and they did that and then some, and they did it in a convincing fashion, playing complementary football, man. That's what we've been wanting to see. So, well, this is a great post-game show. Again, folks, he's Matt Rogers from the Honorable Mention podcast. Follow him on whatever podcast platform you are listening to us on. If you're watching on YouTube, just search out the Honorable Mention, hit subscribe. You are not going to be sorry. Matt's putting out some great content out there every now and again. Buddy, I appreciate you. Thanks so much for taking the time to jump on. You got it. Again, folks, Philadelphia Eagles winning here in Week 15 down at the Linc by a score of 31-0 against the Las Vegas Raiders. Hopefully this rights the ship for this team. That's going to do it for us this week, folks. Take care. We'll catch you next time.